Welcome to Intoxicated with So True. I'm your host, and today on with me is none other than Dave. Cinco Dave.
Buenos
Let me get it
dias.
right.
Cinco Dave,
Cinco Dave.
the one and only.
Which we just talked about. You actually named yourself.
No, I didn't. I earned that name.
You earned it.
Yep, I did. First of all, thanks for having me on, man. It's an honor to be here. I know my hetero life partner's got me a few here. He's 4 times.
4 times.
And I'm just now getting on.
He,
We're going to have to go to therapy on that one.
go to therapy.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe I should do therapy sessions.
Maybe
You do court sessions. I'm gonna do therapy
need
sessions.
to be therapy. You didn't even mention it to me. Like, oh yeah, by the way, Cinco, I'm doing. So no, just no mention of it. I was like, it's a secret, man.
Oh yeah, so he didn't know word that he's coming on.
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
You know, yeah,
There's a problem there.
there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love K Method though. K Method is
She didn't say anything to me either.
no, but she doesn't really come on the show. She comes when he comes though.
Right.
But you know, we know them. They always say, "Hey, we're on the way," and long and behold, it'd be an hour later, and there's like, "Oh, we're still on the way."
Yeah. Well. Yeah. They we know about that.
Yeah.
Like Pensacola. It's, oh yeah, we'll be there this evening at 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
This evening. Yeah. You wonder where all that time goes. What do they do? Like,
What do they do?
You said you're on your time. That means you're getting ready and you're actually actively getting ready and about to leave or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But they're probably still sitting on the couch relaxing.
Yeah, I don't know what goes on in their world whenever we're not there. So hard to say. Yeah. No, this is awesome, man. This is a great setup.
I appreciate it. I made it blue for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's really pretty.
Because I was told by the silent assassin that blue is your favorite color. So
Yeah, man, I can dig it.
so we're learning about Cinco already. Oh,
What is your favorite color? Well, I like long walks on the beach, the color blue.
yeah. I forgot to switch the cameras. So it just
So what does that
changed.
mean?
It just changed.
Oh.
So we were 3 minutes in, and then it changed. It was on you the whole time.
Oh.
You got all the fame. It's okay. You're a beautiful man, so.
Well, I know I'm pretty. One thing you'll find out is probably a good 60 to 70% of what I say is a movie quote.
Yeah.
So that come from True Romance. That was Drexel. But yeah, never mind.
Yeah. So like a lot of this stuff is gonna go over my head because I'm not a movie buff.
Not
or
a movie guy. Okay.
No. Like I didn't watch a lot of TV or movies, especially in the last 10 years, I would say, because I mean I was overseas a lot.
Yeah.
And so
Well, I can see that.
yeah, I was overseas a lot, so TV didn't really apply. I played video games and stuff, but
Okay.
not a lot of TV or movies.
Well, I can't say as I'm a movie aficionado. A lot of people have seen a lot more movies than what I have. It's just the ones that I kind of latch on to. Just
Yeah, you remember.
can
I
read
mean,
the script out.
I latch on to some too. I love comedy, so
Oh yeah.
I mean, like The Hitchhikers. I mean, that was some comedy.
You're getting into that, huh? Is that
Yeah,
drawing you in?
I'm gonna have to watch it again because it's got to get in my head, of everything going on. There's a lot that's happening in that movie.
There is a lot.
Like, yeah, I think you guys said they cram a lot into it.
The book is like this big.
Yeah,
And yeah, they turn it into a hour and a half movie.
right.
So
But yeah, like Step Brothers is one of my favorite.
that's a great movie. That's
You
a great
know.
movie.
This house is a planet. What is? God, I can't even do it right on. But this house is bullshit.
I can't quote that movie.
Yeah.
But now turn me loose on some
On
Terminator.
Galaxy,
aliens.
this sucks camels' dicks.
I'm gonna have to watch that one again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about with Crystal. She wants to get a drum set, and she's like, "I'm gonna be one of those people that no one can touch my drum set." I was like, "You're like Step Brothers, aren't you?"
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. But yeah. So I think we need to get on topic maybe a little bit
Okay.
here.
All right.
So, as you know, Cinco Dave. I want to know the history of Cinco Dave.
It's much simpler than the mystique that it adds. So
Okay.
years ago, I don't know, probably maybe even 20 years ago. I'm dating myself here. So 20 years ago at my day job, they handed out self-evaluations to everybody. Like we had to do reviews where they go in and interview you or whatever. But I guess they're getting lazy that year, and they just wanted to review ourselves. And it was on a scale from 1 to 5. So I just went through and said 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and handed it back in.
Oh, okay.
And they said, nobody's perfect, Cinco Dave. Do it again. and Brandon was there, and a few others were there, and it just stuck.
Got it.
So yeah, I just kind of used that, and it's stuck ever since. I'm like, well, when the whole radio thing started, I was like, well, that's a good radio name. So.
Cinco Dave.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a perfect 5, and I mean, one out of 5, you're a perfect 5.
Well, what I said is, if you don't love yourself,
you're a perfect Cinco.
Is? Yeah, perfect Cinco. I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. So Silent Assassin wanted to know this one. She asked, so since I asked where Cinco Dave came from, she wants to know where So True came from.
Oh yeah.
So, back when I was in my early days of the military, I had a buddy that I actually met in the military, but he was actually from right here from Albany. And we were in Korea when I met him. So, small world.
Very.
Yeah. So, my last name, for you that don't really know it, is Truso. Okay? If you switch the syllables around, it becomes So True. All right? So, one day, I honestly just walked out. I walked out of the hangar into our office, and he's sitting at the desk, and he just yells it, randomly, just yells it. I'm like,
So true.
Oh, I was like, what? What are you? He's like, dude, your syllables, they're backwards now. I was like, that's actually kind of cool. I like that. So from then on, he called me that all the time, and I didn't really go by it by no means for a long time. And finally, I was just like, I think I moved to Kansas, and I was like, I need to just start boosting that, because that could be like my self-identity and, who I am. I could recreate who I am in a sense because I was really shy growing up, like really shy. And when I got in the military, I started doing like presentations and talk in front of people. So I had to build this self-identity.
You had to grow out of the shyness.
So True is like, when you see me out, I'm So True.
Okay. All right.
So like I got recorded. I was doing karaoke the other night, and I was jumping up and down singing. And Crystal recorded me. She's got a video. Yeah. So if whenever you see her, you ask. But I mean, I'm out of my shell now. That's So True.
Gotcha. Go into character, sort of.
I'm going to character. I'm myself, but yeah, it's a character in a sense.
Yeah. So where did the intoxicated part come from? I don't understand.
Okay, intoxicated. We'll jump into intoxicated a little bit. So the show originally was Intoxicated Logic Talks.
Right.
Which was originally a band name that my dad, Michael Burrows, and Bill Goodwin were in. And a couple other people were in it too. I don't know them by name. But, Alleged Junkyard. Bill and Michael, they both came up with Intoxicated Logic. So when we were coming up with the first name of it, my dad was going through names, and I was like, what's some of the bands you've been in? And he said Intoxicated Logic, and I was like, dude, that's it.
That's
like
a great podcast name.
Because I got him to start drinking. Me and him would have a drink every day together. That was like our afternoon thing to relax. And I was like, intoxicated. I mean, we both drink and we sit here and talk. So let's put it on the air. So it then became Intoxicated Logic Talks. And then now finally we kind of went our separate ways. I bring him on every once in a while. He's got his little thing that's about to happen. I think he's going to call it Pop's Rants.
Pop's Rants.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and change the name up just so it's not interfering with anything. And it stayed Intoxicated in the beginning. So Intoxicated was So True.
It works, man.
I mean, it's perfect. I don't like the word podcast. I like in general saying, yeah, I have a podcast. That's okay. But I don't like it to say podcast at the end of it, I don't want to be Tatsuka's with So True podcast. No, drop the podcast.
It is what it is.
It doesn't ring very well.
I never understood podcast anyway because I've never owned an Apple device. So
iPod.
That's where it come from, right?
I don't
like
know.
iPod. Well, where did pod come from? It come from Apple, right?
I don't
That's
know. Maybe
I could be wrong.
Yeah. So I know Joe Rogan was the first with a podcast, and then Mr. Beast used to do a bunch of little things too, and them two were like the originators of podcasting. So that's
I'll do a report and give you my findings.
Okay.
On all that.
Yeah. So now you do a show with Brandon every night on Thursday.
Yes, we do.
Called On the Air Tonight.
On the Air Tonight.
So where did this come about? What is the history of this?
Okay, so the whole history, like the in the beginning thing.
In the beginning.
All right. In the beginning, there were Thursday nights at Pretoria Fields, and Lisa and I and I guess your sister and certain others would show up because we were just starting our weekend on Thursday in Pretoria. You know what it is, great place to go hang out. So back then, Kenny was doing trivia, so we started playing trivia. And we had been friends with Brandon and Crystal before, but we kind of dropped out a little bit. We used to fix chicken wings and stuff all the time and meet up, and we kind of went our own ways. And for some reason, we just called them up. And I'm looking at Silent Assassin over here, getting the nod, making sure I'm right. But we called them and said, hey, you guys ought to meet us down in Pretoria and do trivia or, come hang out with us on Thursday. So they started coming, and then it was a regular thing. And then it was just us four going. We were going to be there no matter what, and whoever showed up. And we were drinking pitchers of Southern Harvest because there was $12 pitchers. And so we would just talk about intoxicated.
So that's why it's Sippy Harvest.
Yeah. So, and you talk about intoxicated, man, Thursday nights, so many pitchers. So at the same time, they built a radio station inside,
Right.
So that was part of Q102.
Yeah, because, in 2017, we had a concert there, a little show outside on the deck, and I remember seeing the radio show there and thinking it was the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah, I remember when they built it. I remember when they were doing the construction, building all the parts. And in fact, the inspector shut it down at one point. They had to get some kind of different permitting. I don't remember what it was, but construction got shut down, and then they finished it. And I remember when they were wiring it up. And Kenny was in on that as well. Well, we got to know Carlton that was there. He was there I don't know if he was there every afternoon or just on Thursdays, but we got to BSing with him because we saw him every day. And pretty soon he was inviting me. I would go in the booth and, BS with him. And then he says, hey, you ought to come up with a top 10 your favorite songs, and we'll just, we'll come on here and BS for an hour or so and play your songs. So, yeah, cool. So I said, hey, Brandon, man, let's pick out some songs. So me and Brandon went in there, and we, really prepared for it. We didn't just come on and wing our way through some songs. Like, we had a plan and a plot. We did 10 space-related songs.
Yeah.
And, Carlton was like, wow, this is great. Let's do it again next week, So we come in there the week after and did a Miami Vice theme, which, as you know, Brandon and I are very passionate about Miami Vice.
Yeah.
So, again, we were, totally prepared. We could talk about it. And we really, I hate to say it, but we kind of took over the show. The next week we come in there and Carlton said, I was told that I could not, I didn't have the authority to create another show. So you guys can still come and hang out, but we can't do that anymore. So, okay, man, I don't want to, don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Yeah.
So it's cool. So, as time went by, I guess the financials of the station didn't go so well. They weren't selling the advertising or whatever. I don't know all the details to that, but they ended up, Dr. Morgan ended up selling the transmitter part of it to Retro FM, John Patrick.
Right.
And he come to me and Brandon and says, hey, I know you guys were kind of involved with it and, kind of doing a little bit. Would you like to keep it going as a streaming only station? And, well, yeah, okay, we can we can do that. I think.
Yeah.
So we dove into. I was on YouTube taking all the crash courses on all the scheduling software and Play Out One and everything, and we started on the following Thursday, and it hasn't stopped. And there's been other shows kind of pile in on there, and it's just kind of grown.
Honestly, I was even thinking about, I've never asked, but I know there's no show on Wednesday, right?
Well, we have an hour. It's not DJ'd, but we do have an hour of emerging artists at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, so, I do my podcast, and I know Ryan does a little thing on Friday with his stuff. And I actually at one point, but I'm not able to do it because of school.
Right.
But at one point before I started school, I was actually going to see, maybe on Wednesdays I can get in there and do a little something. But
yeah.
But with school, it's going to be a juggling act. But this podcast, as most people know, this is my baby. I love doing this every time, getting to talk to you guys and meet everyone and learn the interesting stories of where you came about. And this is actually, like, my platform is becoming that, where the local people can learn more about each other. You know?
Yeah, that's great.
And I'm actually trying to get all the bands. I'm talking to all the bands about, let me know where you're playing so I can get it on my page so I can constantly update this stuff, update people.
That's important.
Every week, so hey, I want to see this band. Where are they playing? You go to my page and you see it. That's where I'm trying to take it.
Yeah, man, that's a great service. And, and that's a wonderful thing to do.
And it's all in the thing that we're all trying to do is boost the music in the local area.
Yeah,
trying to get more people out and trying to get these bands to, play in more places and everyone to involve.
It's crazy, and we started off like the original lineup at Pretoria Fields Radio. We picked up the leftovers of Q102, and I'm not trying to knock the previous administration, but it was really in disarray. All the categories were messed up. There was nothing right. The scheduling was just kind of blasé. So we really got in there and cleaned that up, spruced it up. We went from about 4,000 songs. we're over 20,000 now.
Jeez.
And there's some skippage right there because things have been deleted or whatever.
Yeah.
But we're up to over 20,000 now. But we found out that every song we'd ever requested had been put in a category that doesn't rotate. So like we were listening to the station thinking, hey, I requested this last week. They played it. Maybe I'll hear it again. But we never did. We kept hearing the same tired, weird playlist that was on there. So the first thing we did was go in there and fix all that. So now all your favorite songs that you want to hear would actually play on their own.
Yeah.
And so on Thursdays, Brandon and I, man, we had a lot of fun. We've done a lot of Miami Vice shows, and we've done several space themes, kind of reliving, the first days. And we've done lots of themes, top 10 list.
Yeah.
We did a show on salads one time.
Yeah. And then you got the court sessions.
The court sessions are
they're
just
great.
Hilarious. Yeah.
So you got you actually got a show that has a platform to go by.
Yeah. It's a variety. You never quite know what you're going to get.
Which is now becoming better because now we're getting all these independent artists.
Well, yeah. So we've just recently entered this chapter. So Brandon and I were playing mostly mainstream stuff. But all the stuff that you wish would play on the radio station that didn't, and I'm speaking of all radio stations, man, I wish they would, somebody would play this, and they don't. So we got that fixed, and I don't know, just about every song I could think of is on there, and Silent Assassin really picked it up. Now, we had a few bands hit us up here and there, hey, you guys ought to play my stuff. Okay, we would. But Silent Assassin got on social media and got in the right place at the right time, and all of a sudden my inbox started
flooding
with MP3, people sending, hey, if you want to play us, hey, play us. So, I don't know, it's only been, about a month and a half, 6 weeks ago?
Yeah.
We did a show, just all emerging artists, and we haven't looked back. It's been the same thing.
Yeah, then, these guys, it's all the stuff, like, you hear the same song over and over and over on every mainstream.
I can't do it, man.
Yeah.
Can't do it anymore.
But like some of these independent artists should be major already, like some of them, because I mean,
I get chills.
We know. Probably one of my favorite and your favorite is Fast Food for Mutants.
Oh, of course, Fast Food for Mutants.
I know Jason actually introduced himself to me a while back ago, and I always talked to him, but never really thought too much about it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I see that they're playing, and I'm like, oh, wait, I should have jumped on this a long time ago.
Yes.
Holy cow. What was I doing? Like,
I know, man.
And then they played, and now we're really good freaking friends. Like, we're all good friends. And that's the whole music world, is everyone's good friends. All these different bands, it's not a competition with each other.
That's what I like about it.
There's no competition. It's just, your band's freaking cool. Your band's cool. It's that Spider-Man thing.
Yeah. You're cool.
You're cool. You're cool.
And we've discovered that that's a worldwide phenomenon. You could have people. I mean, this last show on Thursday, we played a band from the Philippines, and we were playing stuff in time zones. Yeah. I've got to figure out what the hell time it is.
Yeah.
Because like 18 hours in the future or something.
Yeah.
Or they're
it's
so
weird
far behind their head.
Because, Zulu time starts at a certain point and then goes.
Right, yeah. Well, that's 5, our time -5. And then, but Australia's like a day ahead. So it's like on the air tomorrow.
On air tomorrow?
Yeah, for them.
You should actually say that, when you play their song. And welcome on the air tomorrow.
I kind of did one time. I said, hey, you guys from Australia, hang out. It's tomorrow, so you got all day.
Yeah.
But, we've got so much. I actually had to tell Lisa, slow down a little bit on the new artists, because a lot of them have sent us 5 to 10 or more songs each.
Mm-hmm.
And every show I try to play at least one from each one that we get in that week.
Yeah.
But I've got so many now that all these bands have sent that deserve to be played and featured, and
it's almost like send us your number 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Because it is a little overwhelming, because there's thousands upon thousands of bands out there that are going to send you stuff.
It's unreal.
Yeah. So, actually doing this podcast, and the busier I got with it, me and Storm both started looking at each other like, all right, we've been invited to do this, but we also been this and that and the other. So which one are we doing this week? Because we have to pick. We can't do them all.
Yeah.
We got to pick, because, it's crazy. Like, I never thought that was a thing, because before it was like, we're doing this tonight and that's what we're doing tonight. No, now it's like, I got to choose. So
yeah. Well, when you become the celebrity type, it's hard to sometimes it's hard to manage. But and I say that sarcastically, but Crash, Phil.
Yeah.
So I was buying something at Lowe's one afternoon, and I saw him. He was out at his car, so I walked over there just to speak to him, say hi, and we're sitting there BSing, and somebody was walking in the store and yelled, "Hey!" So we both, hey, right back to him. You know him? No. Do you? No. Well,
okay.
Fame, man.
Trust me. It wasn't me getting recognized, but me and Brandon were sitting, chilling, hanging out at Pretoria Fields one day, and guy walks up and he looks at Brandon and he goes, "You're the guy that was on the podcast." I'm like,
wow.
Well, I'm standing here too.
It's my podcast.
It's my podcast. Like, what the hell? But it's funny because he's getting recognized, and so everyone that comes on, and like, there's people that watch the show. Thank you to all you guys. I mean, it's crazy. I'm getting other people recognized. So don't be afraid. Now we got a face on you, because the radio face is right there.
Yeah.
Like,
oh no, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. No, it's it's kind of different from radio, because radio, we talked about, is live. You do it live. This ain't live. I'm sorry, we're recording.
It feels like it's live.
It does feel like it's live.
I feel like I'm going out right now.
Right now, I do want to learn to stream, and I believe I can. I just got to figure out how to do it. It's some software stuff,
I think it's
I mean the switcher up there definitely does it. I know it does because people when I bought it they were talking about Twitch.
Yes.
So
we've actually talked about doing something like that on the air tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Since the music we're playing now, we have permission to play it. All music we have permission technically.
Yeah.
But this stuff we have expressed written permission from the artist to play.
Right.
So, YouTube or Facebook will shut you down.
You don't need Kappa for it.
Right.
You can just play it.
Right. I actually so a little announcement on the air tonight now has a YouTube channel.
Really?
Created this weekend.
All right.
We have one video on it now. And I put the Fast Food for Mutants, as a matter of fact, when they did the rather small desk session. I just put some pictures, but mainly I wanted to highlight the music.
Yeah. So
you can stream live on that. So I imagine all you got to do is go in there and click stream.
Yeah.
And you're on.
Yeah. I mean, like, easily. I'm sure, like, in this little can easily do it.
Yeah. That's more advanced than what I'm really.
Yeah. The camera switcher. So all this equipment is going to be up there on the 10th. So I actually want to learn to go live because while we're setting up, I'm going to go in there Friday and set up all my cameras. I'm going to set all of it up Friday. So the day of everyone's setting up in the morning, I'm going to put it live so people can watch us setting the show up.
That's going to be cool, man.
So you could watch the whole setup, and then I might go live for a couple times during the actual show to kind of draw people.
And we'll push it. We'll really push it. We'll turn Silent Assassin loose on social media.
Me and Brandon, I got some stuff coming. I got to test it out, see if it works. And Brandon's gonna help me get stuff together. So
I like this synergy that between the bands and the radio station and you and the whole world is coming together.
Yeah,
I feel like we've stumbled on to something that we really didn't realize was there.
I think there's something bigger to what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's just, you got to let time go. As the time goes, there's more and more happening. Because, like people are asking me to come on the show now. Before, it was, last year, it was like, I need to find somebody.
Please
find somebody. Yeah. Please, you want to be on the show? You want to be on the show? I had to sit there and ask people. Now, when people see me out and about, people just walk up to me and say, You're the guy with the podcast, right? And then they stop and they tell me what they do and stuff. I'm like, yeah, come on,
Yeah.
So we're gonna have Kelsey. She does a film thing in Albany. She makes like little movies in Albany.
Really?
Yeah. So her and her husband's gonna come on next week.
Cool.
So
looking forward to it.
I try to keep it music, but I'm going to branch out to other little tidbits of things because guess what? Me meeting this next person is only going to grow me and grow them. It's
like this little network. Huh?
It really is. And maybe this, hopefully this podcast becomes a hub of information, for the local area. So
I like it. And that's what, that's all what it's all about, man. We all work together.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you've got this little synergy thing happening, and
yeah, I mean,
it's exciting.
It's very exciting. This is the best thing that ever really happened to me.
Like if I go to Australia now, I know some folks I want to go hook up with and say, "Hey, man."
Yeah. So, and the crazy thing is, me being in the military, I know people that live all over the United States. Like literally, I can go to Dallas right now. Good friend lives over there. Go to Seattle, Washington. My best friend from high school lives in Las Vegas. So when I go to Vegas, I'm gonna go stay with him. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So but I can go probably anywhere in the U.S. and I know somebody there, and that vicinity of that area, I know somebody, and
nice.
And that's kind of a cool thing, and maybe
it's very cool.
Yeah. So.
Now, pretty soon though, it'll be like, oh my God, so true, you're in town.
Yeah, I need to go hit up my tattoo artist. He's from Greece. He lives in Greece. Yeah, so he did all the ones on my arm pretty much, besides the back one.
No kidding.
But he did that one too, the base. So yeah, he did all that, and he actually has a band. I need to contact him because he has a band of all original music, and they're from Greece.
Oh yeah, I don't think we've played one from Greece yet.
Yeah, I'll hit him up because I have his Facebook and everything.
That's Cinco Dave at PretoriaFieldsRadio.com.
Yep.
Send them to me.
Okay.
And we'll put them on.
Yeah, that's sick. And then I mean that's really cool.
Does he sing in Greek?
I think I don't know. I need
that
to
would be
find out.
awesome.
I think he does a lot. Yeah, I think there's some English and some Greek.
Right. Most European countries speak English at least enough to.
No,
do
he speaks
music.
good English. Like I mean, he explained my whole tattoos to me as he was doing them, and like he's like
they teach it in school.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like we learned Spanish. I mean, Spanish is cool.
I did learn a little Espanol, but I've learned more from my friends that are Spanish speakers than I ever did in high school. Not saying sorry, Miss Davis. You know, I did learn some stuff from you.
Yeah, I know. I learned some stuff, and see, I didn't do it in high school. I learned it in junior high. I learned some stuff.
Yeah,
but I didn't pay attention.
We conjugated verbs and all that, but I don't want to learn grammar. I want to go order a taco and a beer at a restaurant.
See, I know more Korean than I do know Spanish because I lived in Korea for 3 years.
Yeah.
So I learned more. Being like once you're in the environment, that's when you really start picking it up because you hear it over and over and over. Right. So
yeah, we watch. We're fans of a wine connoisseur, wine expert called Wine King, and he's South Korean. And he speaks like 8 different languages.
Yeah, no.
And that is so impressive to me, and I wish I could do it.
Yeah.
But I cannot.
There's like airport translators. Airport translators are insane because they're like that. Yeah. They know all these different languages so that they can explain in different languages, the process of something.
Not just translate, but understand and say it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they can, someone from a different country coming to America, they can explain it in their.
I listened to some Korean for a couple of nights, trying to soak up some, and I got zero.
Zero.
Maybe, if you'd asked me the next day, I might could have said something, but.
Yeah, because samida is, saying thank you. Yeah. Kamsamida.
Kamsamida.
Yeah, that's thank you. Chamaneo is you're welcome. So, like, someone said, like, it was funny. I was on bass, and, like, I opened the door for a Korean, and he said that, and I go, Chamaneo, and then they just turn around with, like, this confused look, like, how do you know that?
Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so I learned, galbi is beef. Dak galbi is chicken. So, galbi, usually galbi is meat, but galbi by itself is beef.
Okay. So, okay, got it.
So, yeah.
Like chicken meat.
Mm-hmm.
Or
and they have,
meat is
like,
beef.
Unlike English, like, they have words for family. Like, my uncle on dad's side is one thing, but uncle on mom's side is something different, completely different. And then it also depends if you're a male or female when you say it.
Right.
So it's really easy to explain, So for me, it would be like Kunapa, I think, or Appa. Appa, I think is dad. Kunapa is uncle. And then Dulce Kunapa is second uncle.
Okay.
So
yeah, I can understand how you would do that rather than having to say my uncle on my dad's side.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool to see that the world, other places did that, but we didn't. We just say uncle first uncle. But, not the oldest uncle, but the one in the middle.
My dad's brother.
Yeah, like, but it's
Yeah. No, that's cool, man. So I'll have to work on that.
Yeah. So all right. Now we were talking about cars for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
So you asked me if I was a Mopar guy because there is a Mopar sign up there.
Yeah, Chrysler.
No, I'm not just a Mopar guy. I think they're all cool. I mean, especially the 70s era of cars, the 60s, 70s era.
Right.
Then again, my favorite car of all time is a 1955 Bel Air.
Oh, try 5.
I just if I had a Bel Air, I want it two-toned, but I want it matte black on the top, gloss black on the bottom.
That's very specific.
Yes, and with black wheels. I want it all blacked out.
Blacked out.
No chrome. I'm not a big chrome guy.
Okay.
But yes, that's my dream car right there.
Okay.
Granted, I would modernize it, with a modern suspension and stuff.
Right. You can just about build one of those cars from scratch now.
Yeah.
You can order the chassis, the whole body.
Yeah, and
everything.
A place in California actually still builds them.
Yeah. No, you can go to Summit in Atlanta and order the chassis. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's awesome that they kept all the stamps that they use for all the sheet metal for it.
Yeah. And I don't know if I guess they did. I'm sure
they
some
sold
of
them all.
Retro.
I don't think the actual company, like Chevy, doesn't have the stamp. They sold them off to another company.
Yeah, probably gave them got a third party. But
yeah,
now with all the laser scanning and whatever
technology, I watched a V10 get put into the new Supra, and it all the exhaust is 3D printed. The couplers on it had to be 3D printed. Because they have 5 ports, you know.
Yeah.
Into I don't remember car part names, but it was the couplers 5 ports into the one, and they put EcoLink head, manifold exhaust. God,
got it.
My brain is fried from all this car.
What you drinking in there?
Oh, this is Johnny Walker and some Coke. It's actually pretty good. It's a lot better than I thought it would be.
We're going to have to take a break in a minute, and I'll have my dessert.
You have your dessert?
My dessert, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, going back to the car thing, they're all cool. So me and some friends we did the 2023 Hot Rod Power Tour, which I actually wore a shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight. So Hot Rod Magazine and Motor Trend put on this deal where it's kind of like a rolling car show. It's 5 cities in 5 days.
Right.
And you drive your hot rods. And we did the long haul, which is all the way.
And in what car?
I did it in an 89 Firebird and the one that shows up at Pretoria every Thursday. Yeah. And Eric did his in a 67 Chevy 2. And I got it right. I always want to say 66, picking on him, and I get it wrong. But it's a 67 Nova Chevy 2. Yeah. Beautiful car. And we made it all the way. We all did. And it was like 1,400 miles round trip.
Wow.
And, it was we were ready to get home.
Yeah.
But love cars. But I'm a GM guy. I hate to bash on the Fords and the Mopars, but when you go to work on one, and
it's a different story. No, I love my love my 5.0 in my truck. Ford, right. I love it. But at the end of the day, an LS motor, the design of it is the most easiest, simplest, and easiest. It's the simplest to work on, simplest to upgrade.
Well, yeah, LS is a phenomenon all to itself, and yet I've resisted doing any LS swaps. Now, my son did a LS swap to an El Camino, and it's pretty mean.
Yeah, I did I took when I actually worked in a shop when I got out of the military. My actually best man, that's gonna be my wedding. He owns a shop down in Savannah. And while I was there, I became like the swap guy. I did 2 engine swaps. I put an LS in a C10.
Cool.
It was, I think, an 89 C10 or something like that. Square body, long chassis. I lowered it, and I put the LS in it. And then I did a 4-wheel drive S10. Put a V8 in it.
Oh, now a V10 or a V8 powered S10 is a beast.
Oh, it was mean. And I built the exhaust. I built everything for that one.
Oh, really?
I stripped it completely down. I did a new dash, everything.
You do a little welding?
I did. Yep. I do a little welding.
We might could use you.
Yeah.
In our we have separate from all the other fame and fortune, we have the Outer Circle Cruising Club.
Oh, okay.
Which we called ourselves Outer Circle because we never got mentioned. We were nobody took pictures. We kind of formed that. We have our own little, very small, not really active Facebook page, but we kind of come together. And So Eric ends up getting featured. He's actually on the cover of Hot Rod Magazine. He made it to the cover of it. And then when you open up the centerfold, they're talking about Power Tour. His car is like right there. So I'm like, we're going to have to kick you out, man. You're not outer circle anymore. You're inner circle now.
You're in, like, clearly inner circle.
Yeah. And what's so funny is they had to crop out the old Firebird out of the picture.
Oh.
Yeah. So, all right. Nobody cares about a third gen, But.
Yeah, that's like when you're friends, and then you not friends, so they crop you out of the picture.
Crop me out of the picture.
We really like this picture, but he's got to go.
What the hell, man? Yeah. No, but it was a lot of fun, and we're debating this year if we're going to do it. So it started in Atlanta in 2023 and ended up going through the Carolinas and ended up in Bristol, Tennessee. So this year it starts in Bristol, Tennessee, which is like a 7-hour drive, which isn't terrible unless you're in a hot rod.
Yeah.
And our cars are pretty good. I had air conditioning for most of the way.
For most of the way?
Most of the way. We had a few problems with that, but we don't know if we're going to do it this year or not. But you're talking about, I think there were 5,000 cars that actually paid to do it.
Wow.
And there's hundreds and hundreds of others and spectators and everybody that draws, and all the Motor Trend celebrities show up.
Of course,
your Roadkill people and Hot Rod Garage.
Yeah, Roadkill. What's his name? Lives right in Athens, Georgia.
Well, Finnegan lives in Atlanta. Ironically,
Atlanta.
He didn't show up.
Wow.
And we were kind of giving him some shit about that. So, Mike Finnegan, where's the camera? Mike Finnegan.
Yeah.
You better be at this one. But no, we did meet Freiberger and Dulcich and
Freiberger's cool as shit.
He was. We got autographs and pictures and stuff. And Lucky Costa and Mike Cotton actually did a video for Lisa. He was so cool. So this is at the very end, the last day. She's a huge Mike Cotton fan because that guy's hilarious. Mm-hmm. And so he's up on the stage autographing, posing for pictures. And I said, "Hey, Cotton, I need a favor." And he comes down and he's like, "Yeah, what?" Like I just known him all my life, you know? And I said, "Look, my wife's a huge fan, but she wasn't able to be here. So I was wondering if you could tell her, we got to." And so he jumps down off the stage and just right on the fly does a video for her, and I send it to her. I text it to her, and she's just. I think you actually got a little misty.
That's amazing.
It made the whole trip worth it.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's like you talk about that made the whole trip worth it.
It did.
You know what? It's like working these shows, these fests that we do, and I get to meet all the band members and stuff like that. Like I got to meet all the Silver Cell, which behind you is from their sign.
Yes.
Yep. And I got to meet all. Yep. The Pygmies. I get to talk to these guys one-on-one, just talking like normal people, and it's so cool. Like I'm, these celebrities, like when you meet them, you freak out.
Starstruck a little bit.
Yeah. But like it's if you could keep that calm and you just talk to them like normal people, they're a lot more friendlier and wanting to have a conversation with you. You get more out of it like that.
Yeah, I'm worried. Like if Choir of Babel ever makes it down, I'm going to be a little like.
I mean, I talked to them guys when they played at the Yo.
Yeah, and I'm really regretting not going to that show.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, well, it starts at 10 or something,
yeah.
and I'm just going to bed. We regret it every day not going to that.
They are some party guys. I'll give you that.
Are they?
They like that. They're fun. Yeah. They are fun. Good-spirited.
I've never even been in the O. I guess I'm going to have to go.
It's a lot of nostalgia.
Everybody says, no, it sucks, it's smoky, it's terrible, but they all keep going back.
So I mean, if you could get past the smoke, I mean, it's a dive bar for real. But it's got, if you go in there, it's got all the stickers from the bands that played there from over the years and years of just different bands playing there. That's cool. And then it's like when you walk in, it's just this little bar, and then you go in the back, and there's a room that you go in, and that room is where the band's at, and I've been in there where it's packed and tight because we had Bastard Sons here.
Right.
And Bastard Sons third down too. So
well, I'm gonna have to watch it, and I'm gonna have to go see it. We actually we laughed and kind of joked about going up to Pennsylvania to see Die Tired.
Oh, are they going to be in oh yeah, they're from Pennsylvania.
They're from Reading, and
yeah, that would be cool.
Wouldn't it be cool? And then I was thinking, man, we ought to just do a nationwide tour, get all these bands together and do a freaking tour. You know?
Well, give it time, because I mean, I'm on my way to audio production, so
well,
like I am working. That's what another thing is. I talked to Liz Faith last night. She is amazing, by the way. I'm gonna get them in here and do recordings for them. I'm gonna do their stuff for them, like the acoustic you have.
Yeah,
I'm gonna redo it here, and I'm going to master it
with some actual production behind it.
With the actual
shit,
and then I will send it to you.
Okay,
so you can play it on the air.
Oh yeah,
yeah. In the acoustic version, and then
it's So True sessions.
Yep, Liz Faith, she is insane. She's got one hell of a voice. She went from country as you could be to rock. Like she was singing Foo Fighters and
no way
Nirvana and all this grunge and punk stuff, and then she switched to Jelly Roll doing Save Me, and like she did a couple other country songs, and it's like just like, what the hell? What can you not do? She does it. She does it all by herself. And if you ever watch Ed Sheeran does loops on his pedal board and stuff, and that he's his only person. There's no band.
Yeah, it's kind of like Crash does a lot of that.
Right. There's no band behind Ed Sheeran. Well, she is our local Ed Sheeran, because she's got a pedal board down there that she's looping stuff. She's throwing in her tracks for her beats and stuff. She's doing everything on her own.
That's kind of neat.
It is. It's purely amazing. Like, so yeah, I'm gonna get her in here. She's got some original stuff, and I'm gonna get it recorded.
Man, I think that's great.
So
and yeah, bands like that, fast food, like they just deserve it. I know they've went through a lot of shit. Each of them in their own different ways.
Yeah.
But
lately they've been having knee problems.
We got to wrap them in bubble wrap, to keep them
working.
Before, like 2 weeks before the show, we're gonna wrap them all in bubble wrap.
I'm gonna tell Jason to make a song called Bubble Wrap.
That's a good idea.
Yes.
Yeah, bubble wrap so don't get hurt.
He needs to make a song of all this stuff that's just happened.
Yeah, there's some material there, isn't it?
There is. I mean, like they had to put stuff on pause, and we were talking, and he's like, "Man, I've been getting these offers and stuff, but like we can't because someone's hurt or someone's this." And then all this other stuff keeps happening, and I'm like, give it time. You're going to get back at it, and the offers aren't going anywhere. They're coming back.
Yeah, and I hope so, because those guys really deserve it. And I look back now at like when they did show up and we did the acoustic track in the booth. I'm blown away. Like, I'm just honored that they would do that.
Right. They're so down to earth.
And it was just, there was some magic there that night, you know, and I look back at it and I get a little misty. When I was doing the video, I was like, holy crap, that's great, man. But yeah, Mannequin Shop.
That was cool as crap. But yeah, it was funny. You and Brandon were Sippy out there laughing your ass off. And I know I'm on the camera that he has, so I'm a bit cool to sit here and listen to him. But I look over at you guys, and you guys are dying.
The Beach Bod song, the Jimmy Buffett Apocalypse that happened.
Yeah. What's funny is the very next day he played at the art museum.
Yes,
and I was there running sound. That was the first day. So Ryan came and he set up and stuff, and he was there for a little bit. But once his DJ part cut off and it was all music, I ran the sound the rest of the day and tear it down and all that. But yeah, I did it all for it that day, and I got to hear it all over.
So he did all that too?
Yeah.
Did he do Beach Bodies there too?
I believe he did.
Oh man, I can just imagine that in front of a bunch of people. Like, what the hell is that? Like it starts off all Jimmy Buffett, I'm at the beach, and all of a sudden, and in Death Instruction.
I can't remember. Dang, I can't. I think the other guy. I want to say Tim, but I don't know for sure. We had another guy there with him.
Oh, okay.
And he would do a song, and they would go back and forth.
Oh, awesome.
You know, and they did both acoustic sets because I think they played together before, but now they've written their own stuff, so they kind of went back and forth.
Okay. So we're looking for our third installment. I'm going to be uploading that one to YouTube pretty soon as well. And I'm going to use that channel mostly to do replays. Yeah. We record all the shows, and people have been asking for them, so I'm going to just post them up there.
Okay.
But we're looking for our third installment on the Rather Small Desk Sessions. So, I would love to get Choir Babble down and have them do something.
Yeah. Well, that'd be cool. Dang. I'll tell you, there's another program you can throw it in, your recordings.
Yeah.
And it will air it in more places. Like it'll put it on Spotify and all this other
really?
stuff.
I'm going to have to get with you on that.
Yep. We'll talk about it after this.
Yeah. That'd be good. We've had several people ask for, hey, I missed it. I want to hear my song play.
Mm-hmm.
But, I thought if I just put an emblem up, splash screen, and just put the audio on there, then,
Yeah, because, your show is, 3 hours?
It's 2 hours by definition, but it goes into 2.5 to 3 sometimes.
Yeah.
2 hours for sure.
2 hours for sure.
Yeah, I usually record 2.5.
Yeah. So, and it'll be perfect for people to listen to on the way to work. Because, like I said, I'll give you this thing where people will be able to listen to it in the car.
Okay.
On the way to work and wherever they're at.
Well, that'll be cool. Yeah.
So, yeah.
That'll go a long way. We just, thanks to Silent Assassin, we just passed 1,000 followers on Facebook.
That's freaking cool. I was actually happy. Like, I'm nowhere close to that yet, but I was at 325.
It's gonna go like, just turn her loose on it, man.
I need to talk to you.
Okay, you're gonna be within a month. You'll be at 1,000. You'll probably have more than us.
Yeah. I need 33 more subscribers to YouTube, so that I can start making my own URL. That'll be 100. 100.
There you go.
Subscribers.
100. So yeah, I've got my own personal YouTube channel, Cinco Dave 27, that I just put mostly car stuff on.
Yeah.
Maybe some shooting stuff, maybe some boating stuff, little barbecue stuff. I'm a barbecue guy.
It's just all
whatever. Yeah.
It's what Dave does.
It's what I want. And I think I've got like 17 subscribers.
Yeah.
I think On the Air Tonight right now has 0, but we haven't officially launched it yet.
No.
So next week, I think
you're gonna have one after tonight.
Well, I appreciate that.
So
who is that?
I wonder.
But it's we're gonna release that next week, I think.
Yeah.
And I'll get a couple more videos uploaded on there. It's turning into a job.
It is a job. There's a lot of work that goes into this, and that's you don't realize it when you first start doing it, but like you gotta. For me, I have to record, then I have to edit, and a lot of this I have to go back and watch a video and try to
fix
things. And,
I got you.
It's a lot. But it's well worth it to me. It's I don't know.
There's a lot of prep work, and like we get all these for us. We get these songs that come in, and first I have to download them. And I have to put them in a spot where I know where they're at and can manage it. And I listen to every one of them. I may not listen to the entire song. I try to.
Yeah,
if I get 10 songs from a band, I listen to 1 or 2 and then kind of scan through the other ones to see, and if I hear one I really like, I'll put it on a list. I'm going to play that.
You're looking for like that melody you like or the chorus you like.
Just something that grabs me. Yeah. And
that's a lot of me. I listen to, it's like looking at applications for a job. You look at it for 10 seconds. That sounds good. That sounds cool. All right, I'm going to listen to this.
Yeah, we had that one, Vamusery. I got to give them a shout out. So that was last week we played them, right? They sent an album. They sent us their whole album. And we talked about it. I think you were in there. Maybe.
Yeah, I was.
It's like a concept album kind of deal. It's got it reminded me of Yes or Jethro Tull a little bit, just the way they structured their songs. But I think next Sunday on Dave's Picks, I do a little hour-long show on Sundays. It's not DJ'd or anything. I just play the song. I want to play their entire album because if you listen to it in order, it has more meaning.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and those guys play like I kind of got a little misty listening to it too. I was like, man, this is
it's like
amazing.
an adventure. You're going on their adventure with them.
Exactly, and the name of the album is Moving Forward.
Right.
So I felt like I was on an adventure. Exactly. Yes, exactly right.
That's freaking cool.
Yeah, and I get all these different songs. Some of them are funny. Some of them are really like thrash metal, which is not really my thing, but when I hear them on there, I like it more.
Yeah.
You know? And then we've got anything. Tim TM sent something that was kind of not really electronic. I don't even know how to describe it. Yeah, synthy kind of stuff. We've got some dubstep coming in that somebody sent us. And it's all over the place. Some French music we've had.
Yeah. It seems like a lot. I mean, you're worldwide now.
It is. And you know what? So true. We have as many European or even Pacific entries. They always say submissions, and I don't like to use that term. They send me their music, you know. Dude, I'm going to play it. You know, you send it to me. It's sooner or later it's going to get played.
Yeah.
But we've got as much outside the U.S. as we do U.S. bands sending us stuff. Now I don't know if that's just the way Silent Assassin is communicating that, or if that's just the phenomenon. But we've got several from Ireland and England.
Yeah,
Australia has sent us so many.
I mean, America is a big hub for a lot of things, and it's probably one for music. So once these guys are getting their music played in America and stuff, it's probably a major deal to them.
Yeah, I like to think that.
Because, you know, even like back in the day, Ozzy, you know, and AC/DC, and these are bands that were out of the world, or out of the U.S.
Right.
And they came here.
And then you have a U.S. hit. You know who broke a lot of the new bands back in the day, and I like to think of us kind of modeling ourselves, is WLIR. Those are the guys in New York that they named the phrase New Wave. They were the ones that, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have Depeche Mode or New Order or The Cure. None of those guys would have, Love and Rockets, brought in to the U.S. They were the ones that did it. They had the Screamer of the Week. And you can still catch them. They still stream. WDARE is what they call it, Dare FM. And I still go over and listen to those guys a lot because they'll play some classic stuff, you know, the classic New Wave, and then they'll play New Wave.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, I kind of, they're my inspiration for a lot of this. And
I mean, for a lot of this, you need an inspiration.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, those guys are great.
You know, so there's, you know, other people I look up into in the podcasting world, and that's why I wanted to start my own.
Yeah.
And that's what you needed to say, oh, I could do that.
Right,
like,
right.
I could do that.
Yeah, yeah. They're really cool. And the worldwide phenomenon that we're picking up on here it's really grabbed me, man. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like this music has been suppressed in some way for so long that you can't hold it back anymore.
We've had this discussion a couple times about how, like, mainstream does not like to put on the new guys. They like to keep the popular,
reliable.
High school, the popular kid gets, you know.
Yeah, all the breaks
and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, it's funny because this kid back here is probably actually really talented and can do a lot of stuff.
But you'll never know.
But you'll never know.
You'll never know. But the thing is, what I've discovered through years of playing mainstream stuff at Pretoria, and then playing the emerging artists, is we have more listeners now during the show than we ever did playing the classics, or even and I'm the guy that doesn't listen to the top 40 stuff. Like, I'm the guy that always listened to the alternative or new wave,
right?
You know, Cure, Depeche Mode, New Order, mostly European stuff, but a lot of American bands too. But I always tried to stay on the fringe. And now The Cure is kind of mainstream now.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. But the people that listen to the mainstream stuff, and I'm talking about, you know, your Leonard Skinner and your AC/DC and the stuff you're going to hear on the corporate radio stations, don't stream. They don't. They don't know how to. They don't care to. You can turn on the radio and you're going to hear Sweet Home Alabama at least twice in one day.
Yeah.
And the people that make this music, now that we're playing, do stream. They know how to get online. They and that's where they live.
Right.
And so that is kind of like, you know, ping, we connected. And it's taken off.
Yeah. You know, they should have, it's like when you get in your car, it's hard to find, you know, like you're talking about these streaming things. They should make it where your car can stream music.
Yeah.
Instead, like Spotify and YouTube or Apple Music and all that, they're cool and all, but I want to stream, you know, like your show or something, you know.
Yeah, and you can do it with Bluetooth, but you got to pair up your phone and find it, and then before you even drive and set it down. And I'll be honest, if I will listen to Pretoria while I'm riding, especially if I'm going to be on for a long time, because I can set it and kind of forget it. But if it's just like, you know, I live 6 minutes from work. If I don't have my little memory USB stick plugged in, I'll listen to like Retro FM or something.
Yeah.
Just because it's easy.
A lot of times I actually ride in silence. I mean, sometimes like going to work in the morning, I like it quiet.
And if I'm in the hot rod, sometimes I like the sound of the engine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but amazing having you on. So, where can we find you? On Thursdays.
Oh, on Thursdays. You can find us at pfr120.com, On the Air Tonight. Or you can go check out Facebook, which is On the Air Tonight with Brandon and Dave on Facebook. And if you make a post on there or whatever, that's going to be Silent Assassin talking to you. But go to PFR120.
All right.
Check us out.
All right. You guys take care.
Cheers.